Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with the next installment of the Battle of the, and today we're going to tackle my pinks. So in this video it's more going to be kind of fuchsia pinks rather than like mauve pinks, because mauve pinks I'm going to put in a separate video, but I have a lot of lipsticks to go through today, so I'm just going to jump into the video. So the first lipstick that I have is this one right here, which is one of my Chanel lipsticks, and this is one of their Rouge Cocoa Shines in the shade Mighty. So this lipstick is one of my favorites for like a minimal makeup day. I wasn't really sure which category to put this in because it's not like a really dark fuchsia, but the base of it is very hot pink, and I feel like it still goes in this color family, although it is more of a sheer formula. When it comes to my lipsticks, I don't really have anything like this, not in this formula at least. I have other shades in a bit more opaque formulas, but this is the only one that I own that is this sheer and this kind of shade. But it's stunning to put on, like I said, on like low makeup days, and it's really moisturizing as well. So this is one that I absolutely adore, and as you may realize, I am gonna keep this, but I will compare it to a few more lipsticks before I show you the swatch. So next up we have one of my YSL lipsticks, and this is one of their YSL glossy stains in the shade number 17. So this again is more of a blue toned pink. This is kind of similar to the previous one in the color family, but this is more opaque. This is more of a gloss formula, and I used to really like these lipsticks, but I feel like now they're just a bit patchy, and I don't know if it's because the formula has changed because it's going old, or just because I found things that I like way more. But it is a stunning shade, and it's quite nice as well because it does stain the lips. So that is the next shade. The color is quite out there. It's a very blue toned pink, and it's almost on the purpley side, but it's definitely a pink still. So this one I don't reach for very often because of the shade and the formula, because I'm not really a glossy lip person, but this is the next shade. So I did actually decide to show you the swatches anyway before we move on to the next one, and that is the first Chanel lipstick, and this is the YSL Glossy Stain. So next up we have another Chanel lipstick. This one is one of the Rouge Allure lipsticks though, in the shade Ecstatic. So this is kind of the same color family, and it's still a blue tone pink. This one is a very different formula though, and I adore this formula. I have quite a few lipsticks in this formula, and this is one of my favorite shades. I reach for this all the time, and I think it really suits me, and I feel like this is a bright pink, but it's still quite wearable for being such a blue toned intense color. So this lipstick I've had for quite a while, but I do reach for this on a regular basis, and it's a stunning shade. Again, I don't think I have two lipsticks like this in my collection. I feel like other lipsticks that I have in this kind of shade are more opaque formulas, but this is very buildable, which I like. So that is the next lipstick. And there you have the next Chanel lipstick, so Ecstatic. So next up we have two YSL Rouge Volupté, and one of them is a regular one and the other one is a shine. I'm going to start with the shine, and this one is in the shade number 6. So comparing the next shade to the other ones, this definitely has more like red in it rather than the blue toned. I would still class it as a blue tone pink, but it definitely has more red in it, and it's more of a wearable shade. It is another one that I reach for on kind of less makeup days. I think it's pretty stunning with just like a wing liner and mascara, or just mascara if you want to have it really light, because it's one of those really moisturizing formulas, and it's so nice. This is another one that is so comfortable to wear, and it's quite moisturizing as well. I do love these lipsticks. I have a few of the Rouge Volupté shines and the regular Rouge Volupté from YSL, and I adore them. So next up, like I mentioned, I have another one of the YSL lipsticks, and this is in the shade number 8. So this one is definitely a shade that goes back more to the blue toned side. It's more similar to the other shades that I showed you previously, but since this is not the Rouge Volupté Shine, but instead the regular Rouge Volupté, it is a bit more opaque than the previous lipstick I showed you. This one is another one that I kind of wear in a similar manner than the previous lipstick, and they are both stunning, and I reach for these two all the time. And like I said, this lipstick formula is one of my favorites because it's so comfortable to wear. I didn't really use these type of lipsticks that much before. I just found kind of that I wanted more opaque matte lipsticks, but recently I've really been enjoying these more glossy lipsticks. So this is one of the ones that I really enjoy. But I'm just going to go ahead and show you this compared to the other one, as well as the previous lipsticks. So there you have the last two lipsticks that I mentioned. So this is the first one, which is the Rouge Volupté Shine, and this is the next one, which is the one I just showed you. Lastly, for this kind of first comparison, we have a matte lipstick, and this is in the shade Pink Nouveau. So why I decided to keep this in the same comparison is because it's very similar in the color family, and although this is more opaque than the previous ones, it's still more of a wearable kind of pink. This is one of my satin formulas, so it also doesn't really have the same shine as some of the previous ones that I showed you. Like I said, I've decided to throw this in here just because of the similarities in shade, as well as this is more of a wearable kind of blue tone pink in my opinion. So the last one right here is Pink Nouveau from MAC. So there you have the first lipstick comparisons, like I said. And out of these, I actually only am gonna declutter one of them, and it is the YSL Glossy Stain right here. And the rest I have decided to keep because I feel like these are still kind of different, and these are kind of on the more wearable side of the Fuchsia Hot Pink, and that's why I've decided to keep most of them. So again, the one that I am decluttering is this one right here, which was the YSL Glossy Stain in the shade number 17. So next up, we're moving into more kind of fuchsia, or like true fuchsias, and we are going to get to more kind of deeper versions of fuchsia in a second, but we're going to start with this one right here, which is from Revlon, and this is one of their Just Bitten Kissable Balm Stains in the shade Lovesick. So this one is a lipstick that I have worn so much. This used to be one of my go-to lipsticks years back, and this one is getting quite old, to be honest, but I still adore this lipstick as well as the shade. I feel like this was one of the first kind of brighter lipsticks that really just made me fall in love with wearing bright lipstick, and it's just a beautiful formula as well as shade. It suits me really well, I think, and I feel like it's very bright and out there, but it's still kind of wearable in a way because of the formula, which is more sheer and buildable. It's a beautiful lipstick, and I don't really have anything else like it in my collection. Part of me feel like I should declutter this because it is getting older, so we'll see what I end up doing with this, but that is the first lipstick. And there you have Revlon Lovesick swatched out on my hand. So next up, we have another Chanel lipstick, and this is one of the Rouge Allure Velvets in the shade La Diva. So this is another lipstick that I have that I absolutely adore. Like I said before, this formula is just stunning, and I absolutely love it. I've actually worn this lipstick quite a bit, and it's very worn down. So this is a very blue tone pink, but this is more bright compared to the previous ones, and hopefully when I show you the swatches you're gonna understand what I mean and why I decided to like split these into two different comparisons. But yeah, it's a stunning lipstick and I absolutely adore it, and you all know that this is one of my favorite formulas. So there you have the La Diva lipstick from Chanel. So next up, we have another Revlon lipstick, and this one is one of their Colorburst matte balms in the shade Flamboyant. So this one is again quite similar to the previous ones. I would say it's actually very similar to the Chanel lipstick that I just talked about. So when it comes to this lipstick, I feel like the formula is quite nice. It's very opaque, and it's like a matte lipstick. And I talked about before though that these have a minty flavor, which is not my favorite. I don't know why I don't like minty lipsticks, but I just don't. So that is not my favorite, but the lipstick itself is beautiful. It looks beautiful on the lips. It's not really drying at all. It's very nice. If you don't really like those drying matte lipsticks, this is definitely something that you should try out, because yeah, it doesn't really feel that drying on the lips. It's more creamy, although it looks very matte. So yeah, this shade is also something that I really like, and as I mentioned, it's very similar to previous lipsticks that I've shown you, and I do adore them as well. So I don't really have anything else to say about this one as of now. So there you have the Revlon lipstick swatched next to the other ones, and as you can see, it's very similar to the Chanel one. The last one I have to show in this comparison is from YSL, and this is one of the Rouge Pure Coutures in the shade 49. This lipstick is definitely one of the brightest lipstick that I own in my collection, not just in my pinks but also that I own. It's a very kind of neon blue toned pink, and it's very out there. So this is a lipstick that I'm very kind of torn what to do about it, because I don't have anything like it in my collection, and I think it looks quite good, but I just don't really reach for these kind of colors anymore. I have actually worn it quite a few times, but I just don't really reach for this kind of shade that often. However, I think it's very, very cool and stunning, and it's a very kind of out there shade. For example, you should pair with like mascara, false lashes, or a liquid liner or something like that. Just like kind of lashy eyes and then this lipstick. I think that would look stunning. But yeah, this is a very, very unique shade. If you don't really like bright lipsticks, I wouldn't really recommend this because yeah, it's very, very bright. It looks neon on the lips. And there you have the YSL lipstick swatch out on my hand as well. So when it comes to these four, I am, like I said, a bit torn on what to do with some of them. However, I have decided to declutter one of them, and that is the Revlon Matte Balm. So this one right here will be going, and that is, if you remember, the third swatch right here. I feel like it's just too similar to other shades that I have, and the formula is, although it's very, very nice, it's not my absolute favorite, and I think that's basically down to the mint scent. I don't know, like I said, why I don't like it, but I just don't do it. And yeah, I was quite torn, like I said, about the last shade that I showed you, but since I don't have anything like it in my collection, I decided to keep it for now. Maybe we'll declutter it in my next declutter if I haven't used it, but as of now I do want to keep it. So moving on to more kind of darker fuchsias, we have this one right here, which is from MAC, and this one is in the shade Show Orchid. So Show Orchid is one of the amplified finishes. This one is, again, it's kind of similar to some of the previous shades again, but this one definitely leans more kind of darker and more kind of typical fuchsia rather than blue tone pink compared to the other ones. So this shade is stunning. I really, really like it. It's one of MAC's amplified finishes, so it's very intense and very, yeah, just stunning on the lips. This one has a bit of kind of blue, not shimmers in it, but I feel like it has a blue reflect which just intensifies the color, and I really, really enjoy that. So yeah, that is the first lipstick, and there you have a Show Orchid swatch on my hand. Next up we have one of the Smashbox Big Legendary lipsticks, and this one is in the shade Inspiration. Again, this one is quite similar to the last one. I would say that the main difference is that this one is perhaps a little bit lighter and a little bit less kind of blue, but they are quite similar. I have mentioned before that I absolutely love this formula. It's one of my absolute favorites, and it's just so beautiful and lightweight on the lips. I feel like they're quite long lasting as well for being more of a kind of shiny typical lipstick formula, and yeah, it's just an amazing lipstick. I have a few of these that I bought in a set of these minis, and I'm so happy I picked those up because this is an amazing formula. And there you have the Smashbox lipstick, and like I said, you can see that it's slightly more kind of pink rather than blue toned compared to the last lipstick. Moving on, we have another MAC lipstick. This one is in the shade Girl About Town, and it's also one of their amplified. So this one I would say is more like a cross between the last two. It's just in between them in the shade, and it's very, very similar to the previous MAC lipstick that I had. I would say the main difference between this one and Show Orchid is that this one doesn't have that kind of blue shift to it, but otherwise they're very, very similar. Again, it's a beautiful formula, and I really enjoy wearing this. The MAC lipstick formula is very, very nice, and I really enjoy the scent of them. I own quite a few MAC lipsticks, and yeah, it's just a beautiful one, but again, it's quite similar to the two that I showed you. And as you can see, that is Girl About Town on my hand, so again, they are very, very similar. Next up we have a Rimmel lipstick, and this one is one of their Kate Moss lipsticks in the shade number 20. So we are staying in the same kind of color family as the previous 3 lipsticks, and yeah, this is still going to be compared to that. This one, if anything, is more close to Show Orchid, but again, it doesn't have that blue shift in it. This one is a very, very opaque lipstick, and the formula of these are really, really nice. I have had this lipstick for quite a while, but it's stunning. I feel like this shade is really, really nice, and I do quite enjoy it. But again, as you may notice, and I keep repeating myself, I have quite a few of these shades, so I will have to narrow some of them down. But that is it, I would say, for this shade as of yet. As you can see, that wasn't not the best swatch, but that is the Kate lipstick. I couldn't really swatch it down here, so you will have to kind of, yeah, see the difference right there, but it is swatched on my hand, so that is the comparison with the other lipsticks. And the last one in that comparison, I have one of my Maybelline matte lipsticks, and this one is in the shade Faintful Fuchsia. So comparing this one to the previous one, it's not as dark as the other ones, and it's kind of less berry, and I would almost say it has like a coral undertone to it, but it's definitely still a fuchsia. This lipstick was quite hard for me to place because it is very similar to a lot of shades, but it doesn't really match up to anything exactly. So I think I could have put this in kind of some of the previous comparisons as well, but I just decided to throw it in here. It's a beautiful shade, and I do really like these this formula. The Maybelline matte lipsticks are really nice. I've had them for quite a while though, but this one seems to be okay still, as some of them are getting a bit older and not as easy to use, or they feel a bit kind of, they get this kind of Play-Doh smell when they get older, but this one don't have that yet, so that is amazing. But this is the next lipstick, and yeah, I really enjoy it. And there you have the Maybelline matte lipstick as well. So when it comes to this category, I actually have decided to declutter quite a few of them. So there was 5 in total, and I decided to declutter 3 of them. And those 3 are actually the last 3 that I showed you. So it is the MAC lipstick in Girl About Town, it's the Rimmel lipstick, as well as the Maybelline lipstick. So those 3 I have decided to declutter. I am keeping 2, and in a way they are quite similar. It's the MAC Show Orchid as well as the Smashbox Be Legendary lipstick. So these 2 again are the 2 swatched right here, and they are very similar, but I just adore both of these lipsticks so much, and I thought that maybe I will be able to pan one of them and move one of them out that way, because I just don't really feel like decluttering them because I adore them both, although they are very similar. So moving on to the last comparison, they're not exact like kind of dupes or anything, but I still will compare these. So the first one is one of the Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet lipsticks, and this one is in Pink Pong. So I really enjoy these kind of Bourjois lipsticks. They are very nice. I'm actually wearing one of them currently, which will be the next lipstick that I will show you. But this one is actually something that I could include in the last comparison because it's quite similar to some of the previous ones that we had. But it's a very kind of bright fuchsia pink. Again, it has a lot of blue in it, and I really enjoy this. I used to wear this all the time, and I still quite liked it. I feel like blue tone pinks and these fuchsia pinks are something that I reach for all the time, and I used to reach for them all the time. Not as much anymore, but I do definitely adore them. So this one is the first one that I will show next, and it's a beautiful formula, beautiful shade, and I definitely love it. And then, like I mentioned, we have one more of the Rouge Edition Velvet lipsticks, and this is the one that I'm currently wearing, which is in the shade Ole Flamingo. So this one is one that actually surprised me a bit, because I didn't really think I would keep this, because I thought that I would prefer the Pink Pong shade more. This one definitely has kind of more pink in it, and it's more reddy rather than blue toned, as I have compared some of the previous ones before as well. But it's a stunning shade, and I feel like what this reminds me of, this lipstick formula and shade, is very much like the Asian kind of lipsticks that are like velvety and kind of just fade out on your lips, and this shade for that is perfect, and I absolutely love this. And it's, like I said, surprised me a lot because I don't really think that I would love this as much as I do. So it's a beautiful shade, and yeah, it's a beautiful formula as well, like I mentioned with the previous shade. And to show you, there are the swatches. So this is Pink Pong and this is Ole Flamingo. So you can see the difference, that this one is more blue toned and this one is more red. So the last 3 lipsticks that I have are all ColourPop lipsticks, and these are all the Matte X formula. So the first one that I have is in the shade Poppin'. So this is a shade that I absolutely love. I have used this quite a bit, and I would say that all 3 of these that are remaining are more kind of on the berrier side, and they're definitely more kind of darker compared to some of the previous lipsticks that I've shown you, but it definitely goes into the same kind of color family as the Bourjois lip stains. But yeah, this shade is stunning. I feel like when you swatch it out, it looks quite muted, especially comparing it to these other shades, but on the lips it's more of kind of intense color, especially comparing it to the next two that I will show you. But I definitely love this. I have used it quite a bit, and it's no surprise that the ColourPop Matte X formula is one of my absolute favorites. So that is the first ColourPop lipsticks. Next up we have the shade Glam Bag. Again, it's one of the ColourPop Matte X lipsticks. So this one is quite similar to the last one, however it's a bit more muted, and I feel like it's more kind of on the mauvier side rather than a very bright kind of pink. It's still in this category. I wouldn't include it in the mauves because it still has that tone to it, but it leans more on the mauve side, so it's more wearable compared to some of the other shades that we talked about today. It's still quite dark and intense, but I definitely like this lipstick. I think this was a collaboration with Ipsy, and that's why it's called Glam Bag, but I'm not sure if that's true. But yeah, this shade is stunning, and again the formula is amazing, so that is the next lipstick. And then the very last lipstick that I have is again one of the ColourPop lipsticks in the shade Mirror Mirror. So this one again is quite similar to the last two. I would say that it's kind of the same type of shade as the last one, but it's darker and more kind of intense. I think this one is one that I could have almost included in the purples, and I was weighing back and forth which category to like put it in, because it is very kind of in between, but I decided to put it in here because I feel like the undertone is more mauve, although it is more on the vampire side. But it again is a stunning shade and I absolutely love it. So to show you, those are the last 3 swatches, which are all from ColourPop. So you have the last 5 lipsticks right here. And out of the last 5 lipsticks, I'm gonna be a bit boring and not declutter any of them. I absolutely love all of these, and they are all formulas that I adore, so I just decided to keep all of them. I feel like with the ColourPop lipsticks, I could probably declutter one of them, but again, I feel like it's something that I would rather pan than declutter because I adore that formula and I reach for it all the time. So there you guys was all for this video. In this category, I ended up decluttering 5 lipsticks, and I had 20 in total. So that means 1/4 of my pinky fuchsia lipsticks are out of my collection. I think I could have probably done better, but at the same time, this is the kind of shade that I reach for all the time and absolutely love, and I think it looks really good on me. So hopefully I will be able to kind of narrow this collection down more throughout this year by product panning, but for now I'm quite proud of my decluttering. So if you enjoyed this video, please go and give it a thumbs up, and I have a series of this, so if you want to check out the other lipsticks, I will leave the playlist up in the cards, whichever side. I think it's this side. And yeah, that is basically it. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye guys.